Hello everybody and welcome back to Civ House, or welcome for the first time. We're glad you're here, and today we are going to be talking about the best leaders for Great Britain. There are really a few, and if you have looked at Great Britain, it kind of plays well into Carthage. So if you want to know about some of the leaders that we picked for Carthage, make sure you go and check out that video. Also, I would ask that you guys like if you feel like this video is informative, if it helps you out, or if you just enjoy it. It does help us quite a bit. And that you subscribe and join our awesome community that we have here of Civ fans as we continue to cover Civ 7 and specifically the Crossroads of the World DLC, the first part here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you think there are leaders that I missed, or maybe ones that you think just work a little bit better. I'm always open to suggestions. These are just the ones that I ended up thinking could be pretty good. I will admit this time, at least as of recording this video, I have not gotten to Great Britain yet. I have played Carthage. I played a little Ada. Both of them are great in their own rights. You can go check out Ada, like I said, as well in a video. But today, this one, we're going to be talking about Great Britain, and I want to remind you guys what Great Britain's about. They are an economic and expansionist civilization, and they are workshop of the world. The buildings are a set percent cheaper to produce or purchase, and converting towns into cities does cost a set percent more. So, you know, you're trying to expand, but you're not necessarily trying to have a ton of cities, right? You are trying to have a lot of production. You are trying to, get as much of an economy going as possible, right? This does feel like what Great Britain is kind of in the real world, right? So there are a lot of things that you can do with this civilization, but at the same time, it's kind of tough because they don't really lock things down in the way that you would think. So it was a little tougher to pick leaders for this one, and we're going to start with the same one that we did actually for Carthage, and number one's going to be Augustus. And it's mainly just because of the fact that you can really increase your production in your capital specifically, and that's thanks to all the towns that you're going to have, right? And that's kind of the goal with Great Britain in the modern age, right? You should be going out there, building all your factories, everything, right? Increasing your production as much as you can, but you should also be going out there and conquering, I feel like. If you're going to expand, you should be taking cities over, or at least increasing your cities, or as many towns as you can. Maybe you don't have to conquer them, but you can go out and settle them yourselves, which I think can be extremely useful, as they're all going to kind of feed into Augustus, and it gives you a little bit of a culture bonus, obviously, as well, which is helpful, especially if you're trying to use the proceedings tradition, which is, part of the civic tree for Great Britain, where cities with a great work and a resource slotted received increased culture and science. For the cities that you do have, right, you want to try to get those yields boosted, multiplying as much as possible. And then, like I said, there are good things, right, for this, where you want to have, buildings, as many buildings as you can in as many towns as you can. And you have also the increased gold on each building in towns with the East India Company that you can get as well. So, and you get it as well with the No Eternal Allies tradition, which you get from Splendid Isolation. So there's just a lot. You want to have as vast of an empire as you can. Again, similarly to how Great Britain did during this time period, especially the early part of the modern age. You've got a lot of things that are increasing your settlement cap as well. So Augustus just felt like a good one, as you are, getting the plus 50% gold bonus towards purchasing buildings in towns already. You can build, do a culture building in towns as well, which is great, and you get that production. It just feels like Augustus works pretty well, at least I wouldn't say like perfectly, but pretty well into Great Britain. Now, the next one's going to be one that is mainly going to be picked due to the settlement limits, but it's also going to play into kind of the culture, and this is going to be the one where you really want to, well, I'll talk about that here in a second. Xerxes, King of Kings. number 2, Xerxes, King of Kings. And what you're going to be wanting to do with this one is you're going to want to be conquering. So if you have maybe your, initial part of your empire as you head into the modern age, if there's really not as many lands to settle, right, by the time that you get there, then, well, you got to go conquering. And I think Xerxes, King of Kings, does that in a very good way and is going to allow you to have so many extra settlements, right, because of the +1 settlement limit that you automatically are getting per age if you're playing like a full-on game, right, with Xerxes, King of Kings. Also, upon capturing a settlement, you're getting that extra culture, you're getting that gold, which is awesome. You're getting +10 gold in all settlements, doubled in settlements that are not founded by you, and it's just a really good way for you to increase all of those towns. And even if you want to convert them into cities, you can, but it feels like a really good way to, I don't know, to play if you are trying to be more town focused, which as Great Britain, it benefits you more to have towns than it really does to have cities. And the fact that Xerxes, King of Kings, can kind of just run over games, right, not only is going to help you militarily, but as we talked about already with Augustus, right, you're going to be getting, a lot of stuff for great works and for resources, getting that +100 culture as you are going on your conquering spree, I think is going to be great. To add on to that, right, you have the combat strength for your units while you are attacking, so it allows you to really push out some of the, the great units that you have in the game. And then obviously you have the revenge, which will, hopefully help you to conquer the seas and really push out your empire there and allow your ground forces to land and kind of take stuff over. So that's where we're at there with number 2. Number 3 is a unique one, and number 3 is going to be one that is going to be based on specifically the Splendid Isolation civic tree. So keep that in mind. But we're going to be going with Napoleon Emperor, which is a bit ironic, right? Napoleon being the French, and obviously the British at Waterloo were the ones to help take down Napoleon as he was the emperor. But the No Eternal Allies not only gives you increased gold in towns, but for every alliance, you're receiving decreased gold. So you're trying not to be in alliances. Otherwise, it is going to actually hurt your capital as Great Britain. And as Napoleon Emperor, right, you have sanctions that are going to reduce trade limits, which can be very useful, obviously, in the modern age, right? And you are wanting to have the negative relationship penalties. You're getting +8 gold per age for every leader that you are unfriendly with or hostile with, and you can reject endeavors for free. So you are trying to go and kind of be on your own, and Great Britain, to a certain degree, doesn't really mind that, right? It's okay for you to kind of be disliked by a lot of people. You can protect your borders, specifically from the sea, right? By the time you get to the modern age, I think that's a lot more useful anyways, to be honest with you. And, you're kind of just playing into that more isolationist mindset that is part of the civic tree for Great Britain. So, it's maybe not the best pairing, but I at least thought it would be one that would be interesting. It may be the best one. I don't really know yet. Like I said, I have not had a chance to necessarily play with Great Britain with this combination. Specifically, I've not seen somebody do it as well. I've at least seen somebody playing as Augustus and Great Britain since the launch, but this is the first week, so we may change these in the future as we learn more. But I felt like Napoleon Emperor, this could be a really fun civ for him to pair with, and one that you just kind of busted out through that civic tree right to Splendid Isolation and allow yourself to get that tradition of No Eternal Allies. So let me know what you guys think of these leaders in the comment section below. Like I said, I hope that you found this to be informative, and I hope that you'll come back for some more Civ talk as we continue to work our way through Civ 7 and the many awesome parts of it and the many frustrating parts of it as well. But that is going to wrap it up for us on this one. So from our house to yours, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join us for one more turn.